Are you ready?
Here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this week's episode and edition of the After Sesh podcast with the two hosts with the most. And we're only ever watched by ghosts. No wonder there's no subscribers. Aaron, how are we getting on this week?
I wish I could say good, but I'm still a bit heartbroken. I'm still a bit good after the weekend.
I'm not surprised. After what was probably one of the most intense final days of football I've ever seen in my entire life. I don't think I've ever seen a Premier League weekend come down or have relegation and the title decider come down to the final day, including the top four as well. So there's a lot to get into today. And for anyone that is wondering, you shouldn't be. This is definitely going to be a football episode.
Yeah, majority of it will.
Oh, that's it, you know yourself.
And with the Premier League table, it was the first year in like donkey's years where every position could have changed on the last day from 4th all the way down to 20th. So just shows how tight it all was everywhere, not just the title race, but as you said, all around.
Well, that's it, exactly. And as we've seen this year, it took only 38 points to stay up this year. So the threshold for staying up wasn't even too high this year. And you can see there was even Southampton, if there was another 2 games left in this league, they would have been dragged right into the fight.
Yeah, for me, it was a proper roller coaster because obviously I'm a Liverpool fan. There was a lot to play for, and I was at the match myself. I can't speak about it. I'm gutted. I'm heartbroken. I'm still not over it. What day is today? Tuesday. It's been 2 days and it still hasn't settled in. What could have been one of the best days of my life, seeing my team lift the Premier League in person, just wasn't meant to be. There was hope there, and as May said, hope is what killed you.
Yeah, well, isn't that the fucking truth, man? Isn't that just the truth? But look, there was something good that came out of this day. Actually, there was 2 good things that came out of the final day of the Premier League. First of all, I have to say, big ups to Leeds United. I'm absolutely buzzing they stayed in the Premier League. And the other great thing that happened was, and thank you to my own club, Newcastle United, for being the ones that finally send Burnley back to where they fucking belong.
Thank fuck.
They're like a shit version of Atletico Madrid. Like, at least we know look, you're going to see now next season, I bet you the amount of injuries in games is going to shoot down compared to like the year before.
Yeah.
Kicking the legs off everyone there.
Yeah. As a neutral, how did you find watching the City or Liverpool game, or how did you find the title race?
So, to be honest, I thought City at a stage were going to run away with it. And over the last, towards the end of the season, it really started to heat up. And genuinely, it shows that had just not lost the Spurs or drawn with Spurs, like what could have happened there? Like, and like now, what was it? Did City win the league by 2 points, or was it a point?
A point.
A point. So the draw against Spurs really fucked us.
Well, even if, yeah, because they had a superior goal difference, so we would have had to beat them on points.
Yeah.
I just got to stand up there just to have a reference.
Well, that's it. Unless, other than that, you're going to have to hope for a 6-0 Villa and a 5-5 draw.
Yeah, to go to the playoff.
Imagine we could have seen an incredible playoff, like, you know what I mean? And out of 2 teams, that would have been fantastic. But I'm not going to lie to you. I love watching both sides play football, Liverpool and City. I just don't want to watch them play each other again. Honestly, it's just getting a bit much. Like, same way I don't want to see Liverpool and Chelsea in a final ever again. I don't have that much time to waste.
Yeah, I hate playing against Chelsea. The games are always 0-0 or like real low scoring. There's always a lot of chances created, but there just never seems to be a lot of goals in it.
No, there never does. And even the Carling Cup or Capital One or whatever the fuck they want to call the Mickey Mouse Cup this year. Even in that, there was how many goals were scored, and all of them given offside.
Yeah.
So even VAR is against it.
Yeah.
But yeah, come here, extraordinary end to the season. If you want to tell everyone, like, Aaron was both fortunate and unfortunate where he was on Sunday. I'll let you enlighten the people at home.
It was kind of like a lastminute.com thing to go over. We were looking at going over, I think, a few days before we played Southampton, and then that fell through because the place sold every spot to one person out of nowhere, so we got fucked over that day. We're like, oh, it's not meant to be, whatever. And then we found a website where we can get tickets, and then ended up costing us the same price. So we're like, fuck it, we'll go over. So we booked it. I think it was only last week, like last Wednesday or Thursday or something. We booked it. Like it was so last minute, and I ended up getting tickets for Anfield in the Anfield Road section. And I have to say, the seats there are fucking tiny. I know it's safe standing there, and thank God for that, because I would not be able to sit down in the Anfield Road end. I went 2 years ago to see us play Southampton in the March or February, and then like a few weeks later, COVID hit. And even then, like the seats were small, but it was bearable. But sitting in the Anfield Road on the last day of the season, atmosphere was unreal. And then to see Villa go 2-0 up and continue to score in the second, you're like, oh, there's a bit of hope. There's a little bit.
Be honest, had it instead like that, would he have gotten a statue outside of Anfield?
I would have built it myself out of shit. I would have built it myself. And then, because the reception's so bad in Anfield, like you see people celebrating, like, oh, what's going on? And I didn't want to celebrate until I actually saw it for myself. So there's me taking my phone out, refreshing, and as soon as I seen it, I'm like, there's a bit of hope. Come on, like at 1-0, you're like, that's just a fluke. They'll throw it away or see it come back 2-1. Then at 2-0, you're like, right, there's 20 minutes left. They need to score 3 goals. Hang on. Like, if they score 2 goals, grand, fair enough. But I just didn't think they'd come back and win fucking 3-2, and 3 goals in 5 minutes. Hold the fuck on. Get an injury, make a sub, waste time, do something, just hang the fuck on. Then I'm sure everyone's seen the clip of the fake cheer that went around, or the fake news that went around that Villa were 3-0. That started down there where I was in the upper Kenny Dalglish stand down near the Anfield Road end. I looked up and seen people celebrating. I'm like, nah, sure, nah. And there's made me fucking phone going 90 trying to go on the live sport and Twitter just to confirm it, and it just wasn't meant to be. I was actually gutted from that point on. Like, I'd literally, like, I can't describe it. Like, supporting Liverpool all my life and seeing United fucking doing what they done and us finishing 8th and getting Roy Hodgson, and through the heartbreak that I've grown up with, to have the chance of seeing my team lift the Premier League trophy in person would have been a once in a lifetime opportunity, and to have that taken away from me, I don't think I'd be as gutted if I was watching it on telly, but the fact that I was there, it just makes it 10 times worse.
No, I understand. And even in the pub I was watching it in, that cheer was heard on the TV, and the whole pub went, hang on, wait a minute, anyone have live score there? And you could see it, like, literally the look of joy turned to sadness and desperation then in the faces of every Liverpool jersey, like, in the pub, like.
Yeah. And like, we've done the tour the next day as well, so it would have been nice to have a bit of like upbeat to a tour, and not really have like the Champions Wall and all these like whatever, saying many times they won trophies and all. Like, imagine doing a tour the next day and like, see that's getting changed to 20, and just I thought it was meant to be, because the fact that we didn't get tickets and then we got to the last minute, I was like, and then Villa going 2-0 up, like, go on, Stevie lad. And then I'm still absolutely good. I don't think I'll ever get over this. Like, one of the hardest things to take. Like, I've been to double matches where they lost semi-finals and whatever, but this just hits the fucking nail on the head. To have a chance of seeing my team lift the Premier League trophy after coming back from 13 points down or 14, whatever it was, deficit, come back and lose it by a point, and then seeing, did you ever see the thing of Salah where he scored and he was giving socks as if like he thought he won the league, and then they're off celebrating? I seen another clip like close up from the stand, and Matt was like, what's the score? And I was like, oh, it's 3-2, and you see all the players, like, their heads just, they're so disappointed. Then after that, like when Robbo scored the tour, they're just like, yay, cheering. But I have to say, it was one of the best atmospheres I was ever at, and I enjoyed it, but I'm good.
Yeah, I remember now, my friend Ian was sitting there drinking with us, and there was 4 of us there. There was a Chelsea fan, a Liverpool fan, an Arsenal fan, and myself, the Newcastle fan. When I turned around to Ian, I went, "Oh God, man, I feel so bad for you. You only won 2 trophies so far this year." Look, now talking to you right now, I feel a lot worse for you than I did for him on the day, and that's probably the lack of points of Guinness that I have in me right now. You know. Actually, you know what I heard, right? I think this makes a lot of sense. I love Guinness. I love Newcastle United. Guinness is black and white. So are Newcastle. St James's Park and St James's Gate. Isn't that a bit of a scary coincidence?
And the top you're wearing black and white, and you can't make it
Black
up.
and white, you can't beat it. And right, I want to ask you this, right? Just to get on to a little bit of happier note, because you know what, I don't want you to be too sad here. And for any Liverpool fans at home, don't want you to be too sad here. So let's get a bit of heat on me and a bit of heat on my team, right? So, have you seen the new away kit for Newcastle United for next season?
Oh, the new Saudi Arabia kit, that one.
Yeah,
That's
it's
for
like the
Newcastle,
Ireland
is
away.
it? Oh,
It's like the Ireland away jersey is the way I put it. But yeah, like the Saudi jersey. I actually think it's a really nice jersey, and I'm gonna be buying it.
yeah, it is nice. Fair.
Yeah, well, like in fairness, right? At least it's not yellow. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I've seen our away one.
no, I actually haven't. What's your away one like?
Do you know our one from last year, the blue one, that had like a mad design and every jersey was different? It
No.
was like an army kind of jersey, like had mad. I can't describe it. It's basically.
Oh, was it like blue camouflage?
Yeah,
Yeah, I do remember that one. Yeah.
It's like that, but it's white. But rather than have like camouflage yoke, all the design is just lines. It's really hard to describe it, but that's what it's rumored to be. But I have to say, the price of kits are like, it's fucking ridiculous. The price of kits now. Remember, you'd walk into Lifestyle years ago, get a kit for like fucking 50, 60 quid.
Yeah, you could
And
be a
now,
full kit anchor, like.
yeah, and now you have 2 types of jerseys now. I don't know what the story is for Newcastle, but for Liverpool, there's 2 types of jerseys. There's the stadium jersey and a, what's the other one called? A Viper fit or Viper jersey. There's 2 jerseys anyway. One of them is the fake jersey, and the other one's like the proper player jersey with the proper design and proper details in the jersey. And for the stadium one, the fake one is 90 fucking euro.
Over here, it's €90.
90 quid for a jersey for a fake one.
Like, imagine if you had kids, man, and you were buying them jersey. I wouldn't even imagine that they even deducted a bit of price off it for the kids' jerseys, because they know people are going to buy jerseys for kids.
I think a kid's
That's
at 50,
an
60
absolute
quid
disgrace.
for a kid's jersey. I don't suppose
Absolute
Newcastle's that
disgrace.
there, is it?
I don't know how much Newcastle jerseys are, to be honest. I haven't bought one in a while.
But what I would say is this season just gone, home jersey was €90, and I went down a website called DHgate, bought it for €20. 20
That's it.
fucking euro.
Why not? DHK for all your knockoff stuff.
Oh, I was expecting the fucking if Mark Crest with Candor starting or something, like something spelled arseways or the fucking Adidas sign or something to be off, but like it's a proper jersey.
Nice. Yeah, good. It's good standard.
Yeah. I even bought the Bows jersey off as well, and it has like it's a real jersey for a fraction of the price, and I am me bollocks paying €90 for a jersey. Like you can get 3 jerseys on that website for the price of one. Nah.
Yeah, well, there you go. Look, take your business where you want to take it, you know?
Yeah, I can only imagine how much it was in this club shop. I was actually afraid to look. I seen a jacket there for 70 quid, and I was afraid to look at the price of the jersey there, but I'm not paying €90 for a jersey. That is a rip-off.
Yeah, I don't blame you in the slightest. Like, honestly, it's a bit much, isn't it?
That's why I was asking about Newcastle. I was trying to compare them to see, like, is it inflation or is it just Nike or is it the fact that they will sell. I'm trying to compare. Like, I haven't actually looked up prices of jerseys. I only know Liverpool, but I know the likes of Dublin and Bowes jerseys, they're like 60, 70 quid. So I'm wondering, is it just Liverpool or is it all Premier League clubs or what the story is?
Well, you would wonder, in fairness. Honestly, I don't think there's any Newcastle jerseys sold over here, so it'll be hard to get a price comparison there. But if you went off the club shop, I'm sure you'd be able to find that information fairly handy.
I'll give you one about the ticket that we paid, right? We done the stadium tour the next day on the Monday, and we were walking through, giving the fella a ticket. He's like, "Oh, where are you from?" Like, Dublin. I am basically Scouse.
Yeah, there you go.
Basically are. But he goes, oh, he was at the match yesterday and it was only us two at it. And he goes, oh, how much you pay for a ticket? The 350 each. He goes, oh, someone paid £2,000.
£2,000 for a ticket.
To go see Liverpool play fucking Wolves. £2,000. I thought I was being fucking ripped off at 350. Fuck me.
Man, £2,000. I'd want a no-look selfie with Bobby Firmino afterwards.
Oh, I'd want to be sitting on Klopp's fucking lap. Get a hug
Oh,
off
there
him.
you go, exactly. Take a souvenir pair of his glasses home, like.
He actually had a pair of his glasses in the museum from the Club World Cup. Yeah.
Oh, fair play, like.
Yeah. But I thought 350 was mad. Like when we went 2 years ago, I think in total for the hotel, the boat and the ticket, I think we paid about 400 or 500 quid. This trip in total cost 800 quid. Just to go to a match, like.
Mental, isn't it?
Shocking. And for that money, for 800 quid, I was looking up, you can go see the F1 in Monza for that price. A 3-day weekend ticket, a hotel and flights for that price. And
I know where you're going next year.
Fucking Austria, Dutch Grand Prix.
Yeah, why not? Why not? Like,
and like I seen tickets for the Champions League final, obviously it's going to be a bit more expensive. They're 3.5 upwards.
Oh yeah, and a lot of them, like it's nearly impossible to get a ticket for the Champions League final if you look at how they're actually distributed, because UEFA decide, oh, actually, you know what? It's not about the fans; it's about our friends.
Yeah.
Like, and honestly, that's something I think we should actually talk about. To be honest, I'm not surprised. I was actually a lot more surprised it isn't brought up a lot more often, because it's an absolute farce, the amount of tickets that are just given away for them and the allocation that both sides get. Like, what is it? It's like 12% or something, isn't it? It's something ridiculously low. Now, I could be wrong there, like, and I probably am, but there's a ridiculously low amount of tickets allocated to both sets of fans for that final. So where's the atmosphere going to come from?
It's in the Stade de France, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, yeah, in Paris, yeah.
So the Stade de France capacity is
80,000, is it?
81,000.
Close enough.
And I think the capacity for both sets of fans is less than 20,000, I believe. I think it's about 16 or 19,000 each to get, I believe. Could
Absolutely
be less.
Ridiculous.
Could be about 12, but now it's between 10 and 20 grand. Oh, grand? 1,000 each. Doesn't even look like an 80,000 seater stadium. I was in it before on a skill trip, and
Shock.
That's the biggest screen or something in Europe.
That's the biggest what?
The screen.
Oh, I thought you said the biggest ring, and I was like, I didn't know there was a running track around that.
Yeah, the biggest ring on it, yeah.
It must have had a spice bag, did it, to Stade de France?
Yeah, but it's like fucking the All Ireland fun, and it's all about corporate your mates and the fucking hospitality and this and that and sponsors, and it's just the way football's going, unfortunately. Well, the way it has been. Fucking corruption, fucking how we're charging for tickets and allocation, and just having the World Cup in December of all bleeding months.
Yeah, in Qatar, only after how many people were killed and died building fucking stadiums over there, basically either doing slave labour or getting paid buttons. Football, what a globally inclusive game. Wow, amazing, isn't it?
And Aidan just informed me today that Love Island's starting soon. That's on for an extended period of time. There's no even World Cup to keep me occupied, so my summer's going to be fucking around.
There's no... Oh my God, no.
I'm going to be stuck listening to that shite all summer.
It's actually, you know, it's a show I've never actually invested any time in. I've never seen the point in investing any time in. And I used to love a bit of reality TV. I'm a huge fan of the likes of Geordie Shaw. When I was younger, I loved Geordie Shaw. Like, even X on the Beach to an extent, right? I thought was very, very funny. Now, that was only when you knew people that were coming into it. And, like, I don't understand Love Island, right? First of all, Geordie Shaw was only really, really funny because the characters and because they were all fucking hammered the whole time, right? Am I right in saying this? Now, this is how it was described to me. In Love Island, are you only allowed like something like a glass of wine a day or something?
Couldn't tell you.
Well, thank fuck you don't know the answer either. I would have disowned you as a friend.
I know it's called Love Island, and apart from that, I don't know what goes on.
Wasn't there a thing about that? Like, it's really, really like good few people. Not a good. I don't like. See, I could be talking out of my arse here. I know Caroline Flack done herself in over it, and wasn't there one or two other people that have reported the overstress from either being on the show or online abuse they received from the show?
Hopefully,
and taking their own life. Jesus, man. Jesus.
Deserve for being on that show.
Hardly.
I don't know. I
We'll
don't
say
want.
no more about that anyway. We may have to cut that bit out.
Fuck that. Back to the football. I'm not talking about fucking Love Island. Fuck that.
Yeah, back to football. Are you gonna watch the World Cup for this year's World Cup?
Yeah. If I have time, like, I know it's gonna be on a fucking probably mad hours, but not mad hours, but like during the day sort of thing.
I think Qatar are 4 or 5 hours ahead of us.
It's not gonna be a thing like we're done at like 10, 1, 4. Remember what was that? The Euros, was it? Or was that the World Cup? Where you had
The
matches?
Euros.
Yeah, you had
That
like
was the
4
Euros,
matches on
yeah.
it. That was deadly. In fairness.
That was brilliant. That
Yeah.
was really, really good.
Yeah.
Remember
In
that
fact,
working from home, just had the Euros in the background.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
So
And then England lost the final. What a great time to be alive.
that was brilliant.
I
Actually,
don't imagine they're going to do anything in this.
hopefully not now.
I'd love to see them get knocked out in the group stage.
Yeah. I don't know what the fella on the tour said. He goes, we're in a part of what you call the UK. We're part of England, but we're actually an independent something. We're
An
not.
independent nation.
Yeah, we're independent Scouts thing.
Scouts nation.
Yeah. I think that's
Sure,
fucking brilliant.
There's more people from Ireland living in Liverpool than there is English people living in Liverpool. Like.
I fucking love Liverpool. I love the accent. And when your man said you're basically Scouts, I'm like,
One of my favourite people from Liverpool, I have to say, he's only recently come onto the scene anyway. Paddy Pimblett.
who?
Paddy Pimblett, Paddy the Baddy. UFC fighter, Paddy Pimblett. Looks like the kid that says "Do the roar" from Shrek. But what he said, the reason I love him so much, I think he's fucking hilarious, is he was asked, like, do you have Instagram? No, I don't have Instagram. Fuck off, Zuckerberg, you fucking lizard.
He's gas and all, but I don't know, just something about him where I'm like, I feel like if he loses, he's gonna be unpopular.
Maybe he gets rocked in every single fight he's in. Like,
yeah,
he's a very good grappler. I have to say, very, very good grappler. But it remains to be seen what's going to happen with his career. Hopefully, he does well. It's always good to see someone that's a good laugh, that has a good ability to talk, do well for himself, especially when he's not like an arrogant arsehole. He's just pretty funny. Like, he seems like the sort of dude you'd love to have a few pints with. Maybe even a few burgers. I'd say he'd rather the burgers than the pints now, if you've seen the shape he gets into between fights.
have you seen him now? Fucking hell's like a different person.
Man, he weighs more than me.
Oh fuck.
At the minute, Paddy Pimblett actually weighs more than me. That's fucking scary. Like, he fights at 155 pounds, I'm pretty sure, or 145. He's walking around at 210 at the minute.
Yeah, pizza straight after the fucking thing at a press conference.
Fucking legend. He was asked about that. It's like, what, like, he's like, the 6-pack is great and all, but like, I'd rather a pizza or a burger.
Yeah, I'd rather be fucking fat and happy. That's what he said. I'd rather be fucking fat and happy.
I'd rather be fat and happy. Yeah. Well, there we go. Actually, here's a question for you: would you rather 6-pack abs or to be fat and happy? The question has been answered. Those on Spotify that don't have access to video.
Fat and happy. Well,
let's just make your own mind up at home.
I am fat, but I'm not obese.
You're not fat. You're nowhere near obese.
Well, technically, I am.
You know, Ireland actually is one of the fattest nations in the EU.
Geez, that's a shock.
Do you think so? Do you really think that's a shock? Have you seen a lot of people walking around these days, man?
Yeah,
I've never had to move onto the road while walking down the path so many times in my life.
Yeah, but think about all the cultures, and they walk everywhere and eat fuck all and eat meats and fresh veg grown in the gardens and all.
Yeah, but like, you're looking at people that you're looking at people like, man, I'm not gonna lie to you. The amount of obese children I've seen these days is fucking beyond belief. And like, realistically, might sound a bit radical here, but it really shouldn't be. It shouldn't be a radical idea. I feel like it should be fucking fines for someone. If your child is obese,
Jesus,
that's not on the child. That's on you. You're pumping them full of shit that's bad for them. Like, you're giving them a hard fucking time, and you're going to lead them to have health problems down the future. Like, if they're going to put a tax on smokes, right? Or if they have a tax on smokes and they want to try stop people smoking, maybe put a fucking few incentives in there to stop people getting so heavy. Especially if we are one of the fattest countries in Europe. And that's only the case, I'm pretty sure, because the UK and Scotland aren't, well, Scotland and England aren't doing it anymore. Like, is Wales even a country?
I was driving through the other day and seeing the fucking names of places. I don't think it is. I think
Exactly. Wales isn't a country; it's a rugby team. Like,
I think whoever named towns in Wales is absolutely locked because some of them names. I know they're doing well, John, taking the piss here, but some of the names are gas.
have you seen the one where your man, the weatherman, he's like, "And we have a slight bit of rain coming over." I'll Google Glock, and it's like about fucking 10 years long, man. It's genuinely about 3 alphabets put together. Like,
Is that the longest
we need to
town
put that
name?
clip in.
Is that the longest town name where it's like, I think I seen it yesterday, it's like the 58 letter town.
Do you know what? I'm gonna actually look it up here, and I'm gonna try read it out and see how we get on with this, right? It's like RAF Mona Ilio Glocker, so I don't fucking know, man, at this stage. But whoever came up with that, you need to get a hobby. Like,
If you can pronounce that, I'll give you a fucking high five.
here we go. The longest town name in Wales is Lanfair Pew. Well, when Igor Kuton called Drove Slenio Go Glock.
I would say that's a good effort, but that was shocking.
You want to say that's a good effort? That's the fucking that there is the description of the town. That's the fucking name.
It takes up 4 lines.
Just so you can all see that at home. We're actually going to put in a little video of your man that says that this guy, right? He has the biggest smile on his face I've ever seen on a weatherman. And I don't fucking blame him, because what he did was nothing short of spectacularly impressive.
Now today we had a big contrast in temperature across the UK, just 12 degrees over coastal parts of eastern England with cloudy skies, but in the sunshine in northwest Wales at RAF Mona, just up the road from Llanfair Pwllgwyn, Gellgogera Quindrobol, Llantysilio Gogogoch, the temperature got to 21 Celsius, that's 70 in Fahrenheit.
If I could pronounce that, I'd literally say it all the time. I would stop saying it.
You would.
It's so impressive.
Yeah, fucking hell. Too right it is, man. Too right. I suppose, right? Moving on from there. What would you say? Yeah, do you know what? I don't even know what I was going to say there. Who do you think is going to have the strongest transfer window of all the Premier League teams at the moment?
I'd say probably Chelsea, because the fact that he didn't buy anyone because of the restrictions or whatever. But are we talking as in like how many signings or the quality of signings?
Well, strongest really, it kind of leaves it open to interpretation for yourself. So I don't mind if you want to go with who makes the most signings, who spends the most money, or who actually does the most for their squad. So, as I said, it's an open-ended question, and it's just your opinion. So, who do you think? And you can explain it as well, if just because you know this is going to cause arguments anyway.
Well, the best transfer window I think is going to be City. Like, it's Haaland. Like, you can't beat that. And then I think Newcastle and probably Chelsea will do a bit, because Chelsea, a few players are out of contract. I think Rudiger is gone, definitely.
Yeah, Christensen is gone.
Christensen, Alonso might be gone.
I thought you were going to say Loftus-Cheek, but that's not much of a loss.
No. Is Dave gone, is he?
Dave?
Asby.
I don't know. I think Dave might be gone. You might have to come back on that one, I'm not sure.
So they're losing like a good few defenders, so they're going to have to buy a few.
They're losing the spine of the defence.
Yeah. They might have to obviously don't get a few defenders. They might get another attacker. What position? I don't know. Newcastle, you said.
Sorry, just on Chelsea. Sorry about this. Just on Chelsea. Do you reckon they'll get rid of Lukaku?
Oh, yeah.
Do you think he's gone? Do you think his days elsewhere over?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Okay.
What an absolute joke. He's a bleeding money laundering fucking player. Like Pogba. Let him go to Juventus on a free, buy him back for 90 million, then let him go on a free again. That is great business. Well done, United. Well done.
Oh, United are... Well, see, this is the thing, right? You see United there. There's financial fair play not coming to effect whatsoever there. Now, I know they turn... Like, I don't imagine United turn a profit based on prize money or based on competition, but let's face it, they're awful, right?
Well, Ronaldo's jersey selling.
Ronaldo's jersey selling. Apparently, Pogba, when he came to United, for a second spell at United, jersey sales were higher than the cost of Pogba coming to United.
There you go.
So, yeah.
But that doesn't really go straight into the club, and then when you buy a player, it's just not like, right, here's 90 million. It's done over like installments and player performance. Like, what was it? Villa got 15 million because Grealish won the Premier League, and
No wonder they conceded 3 goals in 4 minutes.
Yeah. There's someone else, if we would have won the league, if we would have won the league, then Wolves would have got extra money from us for Jota.
Oh, for Jota, right.
Yeah.
But for a minute there, Luis Diaz hardly played for him, did he?
Like, I still think Coutinho is still being paid off by Barcelona to us. Like, it's not just straight up, here's 140 million. It's done over installments over like X years and payment plans and all this shit. So,
that was done. Oops, sorry, I forgot. I didn't realise how close I was to the camera there. Sorry about that.
But I'd say an under someone to look out for is probably Spurs. If Conte is back, I'd say they'd be someone to look out for.
There's the big. That's the thing, though. As you said, if Conte is back,
yeah,
he's shown though in the market that he's really, really astute when it comes to buying players, and not just buying players in terms of developing players. You look what he's done for Kulusevski.
Yeah.
Kulusevski is now a household name, and he's been nothing short of phenomenal since arriving in the Premier League. He's revitalised Emerson Royale and Matt Doherty, and I think Emerson Royale is fucking dirt, man.
And Matt Doherty, you have to say that.
Yeah, you have to say Matt Doherty. You know what I mean? Like, he got a few goals when Conte came in, but you look at Spurs, man. I'm very surprised Conte isn't up there for manager of the season. They were a shambles under Nuno Espirito Santo, and I like Nuno. I think Nuno is a good manager. He's just not at that level, and even if he was at that level, he's not the name that's gonna help Spurs go further because of the carry-on of their players. They're like Chelsea from a few years ago when Villas-Boas got run out of the club. The players run that dressing room. Do you know what I mean? Now Conte came in and went, right, less of this shit or you're out in your arse.
Conte manager this season, that's something to think about.
That is something to think about. And like, who would... I know we're kind of jumping here. We were talking about transfers, right? You think Chelsea could do damage? You think...
Oh, you have to.
City are going to have the best window, you believe, though, yeah?
Yes. Well, it's Haaland, so we can't beat Haaland.
Yeah, Haaland, it remains to be seen, but he should be the standout signing of the summer.
Yeah.
This is football we're speaking of, so anything can happen.
Who would you reckon should be manager of the season? Like, would you go Conte, or would you have another name throw in there, like Eddie Howe, Klopp, fucking...
So, I like the options that were given by the Premier League, to be honest, and I like the fact that, what's his name? Frank, your man, Thomas the Frank Engine. I thought he was brilliant. I think he's done a stellar job with Brentford. I think Eddie Howe has to be given a bit of credit. I don't know if he's there long enough to get manager of the season, but when you see the turnaround that he's had with that club and what he's done for the dressing room, the players and the fans. Look, St. James's Park is a cauldron now of noise. It's one of the hard... I'd imagine St. James's is up there with Anfield as probably one of the hardest venues now to go up and take points, and that'll be seen next season if they're able to keep that sort of spirit alive there. Pep always has to be in for a show. Pep, he does, because he's won the league, and you always have to have the league winning coach there.
Can I throw a name in there for you?
Go for it.
The one that kicked a fan, Patrick Vieira.
For that, I believe he should get like his own award, the Bruce Lee Award.
Bruce Lee.
I was chuffed, man. Your man deserved it.
Yeah, he did.
And genuinely, there's something to talk about here. I know we're talking about managers, but we can lead on to that afterwards. Managers, right? I honestly think Eddie Howe should be up there for it. Klopp should be up there for it. Pep, Thomas Frank, and Conte would be my 5 picks. David Moyes misses out slightly just because they didn't get into the Europa League this year. His performance with West Ham in the Europa League this year was amazing.
Yeah, it's not the Premier League manager of the
We're
season.
talking Premier League manager of the season. So why Klopp would get it if Liverpool were to win everything else, but we're not taking... It's not an all-encompassing award. It's just a league manager award, you know? So they're my 5 picks. Would you agree or disagree with any of them?
I'd throw Rafa Benitez in there. Just because
he didn't get the job. He almost did, but he didn't get the job done. Secret agent Rafa almost did the job. Scouts Mackie let it down.
Yeah, I'm just looking through the table here and just saying, I'd agree with them, yeah. Are we going to try settle on one, are we, or we're just going to leave with them?
Well, we could leave it for the comments, or we could settle on one here. I don't really mind. It's up to you. I feel like I'd be too biased if I said Eddie Howe. I feel like Thomas Frank is going to be up there, but I'd feel bad if I gave it to him over the other. So I think I might have to say Conte, just for what he has done to Spurs since arriving there, from the doldrums that they were in to being a Champions League team and making sure St. Tottenham's Day did not come this year. I'm going to give Manager of the Year to Antonio Conte.
This is a tough. I'm not going to give it to Guardiola or Klopp. I'm not going to give it to Vieira. I probably will agree with you on Conte. The only reason
When you put it into perspective, I think Conte is the most realistic choice there.
Yeah. I would say Klopp, the fact he's only lost 2 games all season.
Yeah. At the end of the day, this is your decision, man. So don't let me sway you.
I'm gonna say Klopp. Yeah, fucking go with Jurgen. Fuck it, hell Jurgen deserves it.
Jürgen.
Now Conte, I have to say, he has done wonders since he came to Spurs, and like with that team and that budget, and it's Spurs to get the fucking top 4 Champions League football is some going, considering how people hyping up Chelsea, United, Arsenal start the season, all this, and get them top 4, like it's some achievement. And to have your man, what's his name? How do you pronounce it? Kulusevski. Have him. He has more goals and assists than Luis Diaz, who's been phenomenal for us. But to turn them around from being Spurs to Champions League football, he's a close second. But I'm gonna say Klopp just for the fact that he's lost only 2 games all season. I know he's drawn 8, but he's only lost 2 all season, and he's Alisson joint Golden Glove, Salah joint top assist, Salah top goal scorer, and they miss out on the league by a point with them 3 players winning 3 awards. I'm gonna say Klopp, but Conte for what he's done. Outside the top 2, Conte gets it, but I'm gonna have to go with Jurgen.
No, look, no complaints there whatsoever. And look, leading into what we were leading into there a few minutes ago, look, I just want to say this to the people at home. I'm not trying to cut across Aaron. Aaron's not trying to cut across me, but we did make an agreement before this was recorded that we were going to try stay away from the tangents and we were going to try stay on point. So
right, it's very hard for us to do.
It is, but to get on to our next tangent, our next tangential point, what do you make of the pitch invasions that are going on? I have a very strong opinion on it, and you've heard my opinion on it previously. But maybe even on the podcast I've said it previously. But like, it's getting, in my eyes, it's getting way too out of hand, and there needs to be something really done with it. Like, and I don't think fines are the way to go with it, because clubs will pay fines. That's no problem. It's only a matter of time. Like, look at that City game at the weekend.
I'm actually really surprised that happened, to be honest. I really am surprised.
Well, look at what happened to Robin Olsen.
That's the
goalkeeper was getting punched in the face. Like, that's a fucking disgrace.
Billy Sharp got speed loafed.
Billy Sharp got knocked into the upside down.
I think it's ridiculous.
At Vieira Sparta kicked somebody.
Yeah, I'd leave the
Roy Keane hit the nail on the head. When Roy Keane said scumbags, in my eyes, he hit the nail on the head. Because if you're going to go around doing things like that, you deserve to be in prison.
I'd leave pitch invasions to the guy, because they're amateur players. They're literally going on. Yeah, a few pictures, like they're just. But for Premier League, there should be a standard there, player safety, because like it's GAN football is different. GAN is like you don't ever see that, bar that one occasion where a ref cost Mead or allowed the Leinster, but that's a different story. But and it's Croke Park. It should be kept to just the guy, because it's more community based. It's more blah blah. There's no like fighting rivals, sit together, all the shit. But in the Premier League and the English football, it's shocking. Like after the Liverpool game, well, not after, about 5-10 minutes before the game was over, the surrounding pitch of Anfield was full of stewards. Like no one was getting by. There was stewards, guards, police, all around the perimeter of the pitch and no one was getting on. And when I seen that there was a pitch invasion in the Etihad, or the Etihad I should say, I was actually really surprised that happened and there wasn't measures put in like at Anfield.
I'd say we're more surprised to see fans there.
That too. But the fact that in this last game of the season they're going to win the league, they're obviously going to show up, unlike what they did for the parade, but that's a different story.
Yeah, well, there we go, yeah.
I'm actually really surprised that they didn't have measures put in place like Liverpool. Like, literally, there was no gaps around the pitch at all. And like with Anfield it's not one of those where like there's a barrier or a big advertising board to stop you going on the pitch. Like, the advertising board is literally like about a foot high, if even. Like, you could easily get on the pitch at Anfield. Like, you could step over in a heartbeat, but it's one of the easiest places to probably get on the pitch, but it never happens. But to see so many stewards there around the pitch, and then we're seeing what happened at the Etihad, I was like, do they ever have measures in place to prevent this? The fucking goal gets broken, the keeper got attacked. Like, even if Liverpool won the league, there was never going to be a pitch invasion with the amount of stewards there. Not a hope.
No, well, that's the thing. Like, and it's just, it shows a bit of respect. And you're looking at City are a team that won the league 4 out of the last 5 years, and you think the fans would be able to control themselves.
Yeah.
Now, we're not saying it's every fan. Everyone clearly knows it's not every fan, but a few bad apples can really ruin the bunch in this, like, especially on something like this, because you're looking at people that are going to end up getting seriously injured. And how long is it before? And I'm not trying to be hyperbolic here. How long is it before a player gets seriously assaulted, gets stabbed, or gets viciously injured, gets concussed, gets a bone broken? Like, how long? When is too much? Too much? When are people going to actually go and take this seriously?
Yeah.
And say player safety and fan safety is paramount? Because believe you me, if I was on that pitch and I was a player and fans came over and start going to try punch the head off me, I would kick them with the studs where the sun doesn't fucking shine. You know what I mean? I'm sorry about you, mate.
The fans' health safety as well.
You will not have kids. That is how this works.
It's also fan health and safety as well. Like, if you have thousands of people trying to rush onto a pitch, they're going to be hopping over seats, hundreds of thousands trying to get down the stairs. Like, it's going to cause, it probably will cause injury to some fans as well. Because I know it's supposed to be built for like fire safety, it's supposed to get all these people out quickly and all, but when you have people jumping over seats and run down the stairs, like, something will happen.
Look, not to bring up the past in a horrible way, but you're looking at, there's a possibility, like, the Hillsborough disaster happened, and that wasn't a pitch invasion, that was overcrowding.
Yeah.
You're looking at something akin to that could fucking happen. And people are talking about it. Enough people are talking about it to know that it's not a good thing to do. You know?
Look,
and unless they
it.
start putting in measures against it, unless they start putting in real deterrents for the clubs and for the fans, it's going to keep happening. In my view, I believe the best course of action would be any team that had a pitch invasion, excuse me, should be docked points going into the following season.
Yeah, but then you might get some fans who'll go to a rival stadium, just go on the pitch to get them points deducted. Like, you can't police that.
Well, there's another way of policing it. Any fan that does decide to do a pitch invasion should receive a lifetime ban, not just from that stadium, but from attendance at any game in the Football League.
Just get a non-football fan to do it for you. Like, there is ways around it, unfortunately, but
there is. I can see it going back to the days where there's going to be fencing around the stadiums or around the pitches.
Like Crow Park,
Nobody wants to see that. That takes away from the atmosphere. You don't want to have people caged up. But unfortunately, if a few idiots can't behave themselves, everyone else is going to have to be punished for it. That's the sad reality of it. Like, you know, as I said, a few bad apples can really ruin the bunch.
It's one of the worst things about the hill is having that fucking screen in front of the hill. It's horrible. Fucking it's a 3 metre high plastic out. Once it's sunny out and you're down the front, you can't see a blazing thing. But what I will say, I'm a bit of a hypocrite about pitch invasions, because when Bowers qualified went through to the final of the FAI Cup last year. Last year, semi-finals in Delhi, second leg, and we won it. We're in the last minute of the game, there was a pitch invasion then, and I was on the pitch, hold my hands up. But I think the League of Ireland's a bit different than the fucking Premier League, to be honest. And like, there's no.
Was anyone attacked?
No.
Was any player assaulted?
No.
That's the difference.
No, but I still feel a bit like a hypocrite saying this when I actually done it last year. Now, what I feel like, emotions getting the better of you. You want to fucking get on, hug your players, hug them, fucking random people beside you and all this, but what's been going on abroad, overseas, what's it been, like 4 or 5 assaults in the past 2 weeks alone?
And the rest.
More, yes. So, like, there you go. It's ridiculous, but I get it. Emotions come into it. You want to celebrate, your fucking adrenaline kicks in, but at the same time, it probably would have been more enjoyable if you let the players celebrate the way they did, and you enjoying yourself in the stand and get things done quicker. And there's a time and place for Premier League football, and to assault other players, there's no place for it. If you go on with the intention of, like, there's even another video as well. Who was it? What player was it? Was it Zaha or Benteke? Someone ran onto the pitch and started like giving abuse, shoving their phone in their face, like recording them and giving them the finger. And
that was the era.
No, there was someone. I know it happened here, but there was a player, it was either Zaha or Benteke, or both maybe. But fans run onto the pitch, their phone, they're like, fucking, yeah, look at you, get reaction, yeah. Like that. Yeah, but what's been happening, like, it really is shocking. You shouldn't be assaulting players, and you see the stewards running on to fucking trying to prevent players being injured, trying to surround them and get them off. Like, you can see when players score and they run over to the crowd, the stewards are straight in to separate them. Like, you can't go over and celebrate with the crowd because it causes people to run down, and God knows what will happen, and prevent injury and all this. Like, there is a lot of health and safety, and how do you police it? How do you stop it? You can't say get more stewards, then you're going to have fucking in line of stewards around the perimeter every game, and there's costs to that, and you don't want to feel like you're being barricaded into the stands, but there has to be something that can be done about this, because these assaults have to stop, because it is ridiculous. And hopefully the people that has assaulted players get proper done for it and get a few years, because it is ridiculous scumbag behaviour. How do you police it? I don't know, but something has to be done about it.
You're right.
That thing, like, you see a few things where players getting provoked, kicks out, fair enough, but the thing that's just playing in my mind is what happened to man British Sharp getting speed loaf. It wasn't just stand there and man just loafed him, he was running proper speed loafed him. Like, whole momentum, whole body weight through his head. It was a loaf, he went head to head with him, and his momentum, his body went through him, and he's just standing there. Like, I say, that had to hurt.
And that fella was a large fella.
Yeah, he was a big fucker.
He was a big dude, like. And you're looking at that, man, that could have killed him, like.
Yeah.
It really could have, like, and you have to think about it. In the moment, it's all well and good, emotion takes over in Beta pitch. There's no excuse for assaulting someone doing their job.
Your man got charged for it.
If you buy something in the shop and you're really excited about the price you get, you don't run around the shop attacking fucking shop workers.
Yeah. It was a 30-year-old man that assaulted Billy Sharp.
Says it all, really. That's a 30-year-old man. It's not a child. It's a fucking moron.
I thought I seen somewhere that he got jailed for it, he got charged or something. I'm trying to see how long he got for it. There. Forest season ticket holder Robert Biggs, who's 30, pleaded guilty to assault. What's that occasion? Whatever. Actual body harm, and was jailed for 24 weeks.
Should have been 10 years, man.
Was ordered to pay €500 compensation to Billy Sharp, £85 cost, and £128 victim surcharge. And Biggs, who's Nottingham Forest fan, Biggs, who Nottingham Forest have said will be banned for life, was also given a 10-year football banning order. So he's been banned for life from Forest, 10-year ban for football, and jailed for 24 weeks, which is not enough.
No, it's really not enough. It's not good enough. When you're
paid-
going to look at it,
I paid
you'll get
£500 to Billy Sharp.
£500. Look. That's more of a slap in the face to Billy Sharp than anything else, I'd say.
Yeah.
You know.
Look what happened when fucking VAR cost us the league with Rodri. All we got was apology, so I'm saying nothing.
No, there you go. There you go.
Fucking apology, that's all we bleeding get, or wankers cost us the league.
Yeah, well, that's all it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of problems in football at the minute, but I feel like we have to take a step back there today and actually sit down and look at it. And like that sort of shit just shouldn't be happening, you know. And it's sad to see it because like football is a game everyone should be there to enjoy. The fans, the players. You do things like that, and you have to start looking at how do we start keeping people safe, rather than how can people go to this game and enjoy it.
I have to say, the safe standing in Anfield Road end, my arse is killing me from sitting on the bar, from leaning back on it, but it was fucking deadly to have safe stand there. I couldn't sit. You've seen the you've seen the picture of me sitting, trying to sit in the seat. Fuck all leg room backstage. Safe standing was deadly. When a goal went in, they're trying to celebrate, excuse me, you can actually properly celebrate and feel safe without falling over. And hopefully that it's implemented in more grounds and around Anfield, like in the COP. I'm not saying like every section, but like sections where you're gonna have fans to sing a section in the fucking where the atmosphere is and whatever, just to feel safe. Because if they weren't there, if you stood up, the chair in front of you was like shin level, so you're easy gonna go to the fella in front of you if you're not careful. So I'm kind of glad the safe standing was in where I was, because I was able to stand the whole game. So I said to Stuart, like, is it alright if I stand the whole game? Because I actually cannot physically sit down in these seats. He goes, yeah, it's a safe, I don't know what the word she used, but she said it's a safe seated area, so you'd be grand. I was like, I feel bad for the people behind me from standing there, sitting or whatever, but luckily everyone was standing the whole game, and it makes the atmosphere like, you know yourself being on the hill or fucking whatever. You can't create an atmosphere sitting down. You have to get up, fucking throwing the scarf around and fucking giving it large, and you can't create an atmosphere sitting down. So I'm kind of glad that safe stand was there in the Anfield Road end.
Oh yeah, great. You know, look, just talking about pitch invasions there. Football isn't the only place where people seem to be getting attacked lately while they're performing. Have you seen the video of Dave Chappelle on stage getting attacked?
Is that where your man got a broken arm off his bodyguards? It was bent
Your man the fella got danced on afterwards, and he deserved every kick he got. Like,
yeah.
Did you hear Chris Rock as well? Chris Rock apparently said was there. He came out. He was like, "Oh shit, was that Will Smith?"
I seen the clip of it. Your man got dragged down. I seen him leaving going into the ambulance, and his arm was bent backwards. His fucking cup bruised, and I was like, deserved it.
Deserved every single kick he got. Like,
yeah. I don't know what goes through people's mind.
Well, like, you know, it's people don't pay to see. Like, this is another thing. Like, people aren't paying to see you go up and slap someone or go up and headbutt someone or go and attack someone. They're going to pay and see a football game or comedian or a singer or a show. They don't need to be interrupted. People don't need to be getting attacked while they're doing their job. Like,
you know, just sitting in the office, someone come over and slapped you. Trying to do their job. Like.
Yeah, but I probably deserve it.
That's debatable. I'm saying nothing. No, but you know what I mean? Like, you go to a comedy show or go to a game, and not even like after the final whistle or whatever, but no, you see like pitch invasions, like streakers or people on the pitch get a selfie or try to get a jersey. Like, fuck off. Let's say Barcelona's playing and you see people or Ronaldo even, you see people run onto the pitch to get a selfie or ask for a jersey or ask for this and that, blah blah blah. It's almost as bad as carrying a fucking sign. I remember I was giving out about this, saying signs at matches saying "Can I have your short" and all. And I felt bad for saying it, but the amount of people I've seen that agree with that, I'm like, I don't feel like a cunt anymore.
Yeah.
But before we wrap it up, I'm going to go through the league table here, and I want you to say if people have overachieved or underachieved or achieved what is expected.
Okay.
So obviously, you want to start with Man City. Were they overachieving, underachieving, or I can't say underachieving, but or achieving what they expect to achieve?
I think they've done the expected.
Liverpool.
You know what? Taking into account how far they've gone in every other tournament, I feel like they've overachieved.
I'm going to agree with that because at the start of the season, when the pundits were giving their predictions, they were putting Liverpool fourth and fifth. One or two pundits actually put them in the top two, let alone second. So the fact that we played every game and finished second and only lost 2 games, I'm going to say we overachieved. That's fucking phenomenal.
Oh, it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous form.
Chelsea.
I think Chelsea underachieved this year, and mainly down my theory on why that happened was, and it's nothing to do with Abramovich, it's to do with Ben Chilwell and Reece James being injured for a huge part of the season, not being able to play with the wing backs in the way that Thomas Tuchel really likes to play, and having to be stuck with using Marcus Alonso for most of the season at left full, like our left wing back. That's I honestly think they've underachieved, but that's more so down to injuries rather than poor management or anything like that.
Yeah, I agree with that one. Tottenham Hotspur.
Tottenham Hotspur have overachieved because Tottenham are Tottenham and they're usually fucking useless.
I agree there. Arsenal.
I think Arsenal have underachieved because they had no European football this year and have ruined their one chance in the next few years of getting into the Champions League. Now, bear in mind, next year they're probably going to struggle in the league. I know they have a young squad and the squad will improve, but at the end of the day, they're going to have to play more games, even if they do get knocked out in the group stage of the Europa League. But I just don't see them doing very well in the Premier League next year. I feel that there's too many teams that are going to come on strong and they're going to overtake them, and they've really, really missed out and messed up this year.
I feel like Arsenal are not going to do anything in transfer window, so they're going to be stuck with the same squad and you can't really kick on from there. But United.
Well, they've overachieved. They didn't finish in the relegation zone, so
I'm going to say they underachieved because people were backing them to finish top 4 and they're finishing 6th behind Arsenal, which is shocking.
Yeah, no, that's obviously taking the piss. They've completely underachieved, I think.
He finished on 58 points. He finished basically over 30 points behind us. That's phenomenal. And only
that probably would have got them third in the league back in Ferguson's day.
Yeah, to say nothing. West Ham finishing 7th.
You know what? I feel like they finished exactly where I thought they would.
Yeah. Well, I thought they would have got 6th, but I'd say it's about right for what they done this season. Leicester City. They finished 8th, did they? Yeah.
I'm a bit shocked by that because I thought Leicester were very, very underwhelming for most of the season.
Yeah, underachieved.
8th place finish is a lot better than I thought they were going to do. Well, it's actually, you know what? That's just not true. I thought Leicester would have pushed on as they had the last few years and at least probably brought it to the wire in terms of Champions League or Europa League. So I think it's an underachievement from Leicester this season.
I agree. Brighton finishing 9th.
Brighton and Hove Albion, one of the strangest football clubs in the Premier League when it comes to form. They somehow know how to pull off a 1-1 draw against every team in the league, even from winning positions. Honestly, I think they've overachieved because I just didn't see them finishing anywhere above 14th, really.
Wolverhampton Wanderers finishing 10th.
Wolves, in my opinion, underachieved because of how good of a start Bruno Lage had. I think that's how you say his name, Bruno Lage. He started off the season so well. At the back, they were nothing short of spectacular for most of the season, and they tapered off. I feel like they have underachieved this season. I expected a bit more from Wolves.
Yeah, you probably expect like an 8th, maybe finish. Maybe have a place or two higher. That's where you expect them. But
Yeah.
on to your team in 11th, Newcastle United.
Newcastle United definitely overachieved this season. I definitely have to say that. You can't say they didn't when they had the kebab man, the cabbage head, Steve Bruce at the helm for 0 wins. It's 5 points until our Lord and Saviour Edward Howe, soon to be Sir Edward Howe, came along and made all the difference. So I think that's a fierce overachievement from Newcastle, even though it's probably the same position they finished in the last 2 years.
Crystal Palace under Patrick Vieira finishing 12th.
I feel like they've overachieved compared to what I thought they were going to do at the start of the season. I thought Vieira, I was like, when I looked at it, I was like, shit, he's going to be another Frank de Boer. I felt like he was going to lose his first few games and the dressing room would turn on him. But honestly, I'm delighted with how it's turned out for Patrick Vieira. He's shown himself to be a really, really good manager, made some really astute signings, and honestly, I think they've overachieved for where I thought they were going to finish.
Mate, they're 3 points off 9th. If they would have won a game that they lost, they would have finished 9th.
Exactly.
It's a better goal difference than the 3 teams ahead of them.
Yeah, exactly.
That's fucking mad. Brentford finishing 13th.
That's a complete overachievement. And as I said, huge props to Thomas Frank. That's why, in my head, he's up there in the top 5 managers in the league this season.
People probably expect him to go back down, but
and you look at their form before they signed Eriksen and after they signed Eriksen, and the fact that they did sign Christian Eriksen made it one of the most feel-good moments and one of the most feel-good stories of football history. What a man, what a player. I'm absolutely delighted for Brentford.
Aston Villa finishing 14th, a point behind Brentford.
For the money they spent, that's a very fierce overachievement. Underachievement.
Yeah.
Underachievement.
Totally. 15th place is Southampton, 5 points off Villa.
I thought they were going to go down, so honestly, that's an overachievement in my eyes.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. And then my favourite in 16th place is the Merseyside Blues of Everton on 39 points behind Southampton.
I feel like they, obviously, I have to say they underachieved. Everton would be traditionally a mid-table to lower top 10 team. Usually somewhere between 6th and 12th is where they'd finish. So massive underachievement this year, and it'd be interesting to see how long Frank Lampard gets, because honestly I don't really rate him too highly as a manager.
Yeah, do I. And then a point.
No, seriously, I feel like they could have done a lot better.
Yeah. And then a point behind Everton is Adaz's team of Leeds United.
Marching on together. You never forget your first. Honestly,
I think they underachieved.
They completely underachieved, but it was a great thing that they stayed up.
Yeah, delighted. Burnley in 18th.
Can you even call that an underachievement because of the lack of investment in the club?
No, I would say probably expected.
as expected. And the other two, before you even ask, lads, we're going down before the season even fucking started.
Expected.
And we'll see you next year in the we'll see you next year in the Championship and the following year in the Premier League.
Yeah, that was expected. So that's pretty much a wrap up of the Premier League season. Wrap it up here, will we? For this episode?
We could wrap it up here, but I have one question and one question only to finish off on, and that is for the people at home and for you right there sitting right in front of me. Champions League final. Not who's going to win. I want the score. What are we thinking?
After doing the tour and listening to a man talk about like what happened previously, how we've won X amount of trophies in that season, played at Madrid and Paris and whatever, I've done a bet. And I don't want to say it because I don't want to jinx it.
Okay.
But I will reveal it after the final.
Right, you can show us the bet slip.
Yeah.
I'm going to say 3-1 Liverpool.
That is ambitious.
Well, no, not really. I think 3-1 would make sense. I feel like Benzema, well, it's a reverse of what happened the last time you guys played against them. I feel like your team has only gotten better and Real Madrid realistically have only gotten weaker. They've gotten older. They haven't replenished the squad. Although they do have amazing young players like Camavinga and Rodrigo and Vinicius, I just don't see them as nearly as strong as that Liverpool side. I know they've had a bit easier over the last few weeks, and that could be what turns the tide. But I can see a goal from Benzema and Salah coming back to haunt Real Madrid for the game that he didn't get to play previously.
If we have a fully fit squad, then it'll be a good game. But look, stay tuned. Give us a follow on Instagram, Twitter, everywhere, and I will upload the best slip on Sunday or Saturday night. And drop us a DM, give us a follow, do something. It's free, takes 2 seconds, means the world to us. Share it around, like it, fucking do wherever you can. And if you have any guests you want to come on, even come on yourself, hit us up and report _King Kelly or something on Instagram because it's
07, yeah. Robin Cunt. I'm after you. I already have your address. And as Aaron said, bye kneecaps.
That's it.
Right, guys, leave your comments down below and let us know what you think Aaron's bet is in. What Aaron's bet slip is going to read, and if you think his bet is going to come off. Ladies and gentlemen, from the after session, the boys are saying sayonara.